Yes,
for sure.
That's going to be very interesting, right? Because we can see so much from this when you kind of compare it into region. When you go onto a global level and we get it onto the land side of things, it'll be interesting to watch it go down. But the action is already kicking off here. And no one's taken a stretch lead just yet. No first opening early kills, but we'll get the scans on go. They'll play for that information, and they'll see who may be close by, as we've got Hector on your screen at the moment.
My ec, of course, is going to be your blue team. Where's my waifu? Will be on the red team. So both teams actually taking a really passive start to this. Normally, you don't see teams actually hiding back this much. So at the moment, where's my waifu? Just kind of hiding in these little anemones or whatever you would call these things.
I guess you call them like space coral.
Yeah. Well, coral is like the rock, isn't it?
Space.
Just space plants.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably the easiest way to say it. Without getting too deep into
space meta,
into sea biology or whatever. Yeah.
My bank's some blue. Let's see where it goes. Now, this is very interesting. We talk about play styles. Both these teams, like you said, very passive to start off with. Few scans going down. They've picked up some weapons, but they're not looking to engage just yet. The time's running down. The first shot's going to be had here. Mendy's going to come in.
Oh, Mendy's got to be a little bit careful trying to like fire off ricochets like that because the ammo is somewhat limited. The same can be said for D-Rod though, but he's getting off some good damage. Mendy's already had to go back and use one of his healing pots there, so he's going to try to get himself back up, but no. He's going to be able to actually take out Heitzert first to bring him down and give my NEC the lead, although only by one frag though, and we're almost 2 minutes into this game already.
Yeah, very different style of play here from both these teams. You saw what Where's My Wife we were trying to do there, right? Put the pressure on, move him out of position, move him into the second player, but even then, they still were only able to get one of the frags up on there. The disengage came in, and Where's My Wife who will keep themselves just 2 players alive still, so now they're all back up into it, and we kind of go into a bit of an even mix here. The only difference is that my NEC, they'll be walking away with all the weapons they would have wanted, and a lot of the armor pickups as well.
So D-Rod trying to get some more slingshot shots off here. The other problem is all because teams are playing so passive, they're not really able to get these optimal gun lineups that they want to try and look for. So we can see players just kind of working with whatever they can pick up here. There is going to be a plasma rifle shot that goes up against Hector, but it's not going to take him down, thankfully, because he built up armor. Meanwhile, Hellfire rockets going on to Chrysler, nearly taking him out. And Hector moving in to finish the job. Second frag now for my NEC. D-Rod now going to go into hiding. He doesn't want to give that third kill over to them.
This is what we were talking about in the pre-game. Some of these teams that just, yes, they lose a player, but they're not going to go and fight into it. But he is going to be spotted out now because of the scans. So they're going to have a good idea of where to look for him. And D-Rod's just got to do this job of holding on to the little bit of armor he does have, waiting now that his teammate's back into it, hoping he can pick up some weapons and still make this a competitive fight when it comes down to it. Because at least for now, my NEC have got a big lead in it. More shots coming out. Manages to blow up the rocket coming out towards him. Hector on point, not allowing that to get close. But D-Rod's trying to sneak up here. And this might give Where's My Waifu a chance to catch him by surprise. It's all going to come down to timing and also the scans in it. But you can see he's looking for the armor, and this is a huge pickup for him to work off because it's something he certainly would have needed.
Hellfire is going to be difficult to use at this range due to how easy it is to try and shoot them out, especially holding on to this far edge of the map like we're seeing players do now. The rocket's going to be very obvious when it does get shot on, although that one's going to go right into the face of Chrysler, but it doesn't matter, or excuse me, into Hector, but it doesn't matter. He gets the frag anyway. Medi also gets one for himself. The first full team wipe that we see coming out from my NEC, and it puts them ahead now 4-0. Still, though, with only a minute and 20 seconds left.
Now, this is where it gets really interesting because my NEC now have to take a huge bit of control. And that's exactly what they're going to try and do. But Hector's under pressure instantly. Chrysler's going to go down. D-Rod's on his own. And this is where he may just try and disengage before even getting engaged. He's lost some health already. And he's just going to try and back away because last time he got hunted down and found out real easy. But a 5-0 lead and only a minute on the clock. This game to go to full distance would mean some aggression's going to have to come out from either side at the moment. But my NECs, they seem so happy playing in this style. This is working out for him so far. They're doing lots of damage. They're coming in. He's going in for the double wipe. He knows exactly where the next player is. No problem at all to come on to D-Rod. And Medi getting the job done, finds himself 2 more kills. And this is absolutely played to perfection. A very different start, a lot more passive, a lot more calmer, but it's working out for him. Where's My Wife who haven't had a shot in just yet?
Yeah, it's not even looking like they're really going to get an opportunity to bring themselves back into it either. Here, only 30 seconds remaining. They would need to get 3 full team wipes plus an additional kill just to tie it at timer. And unfortunately, with how passive my NEC are playing this, it's going to be very difficult to even get to that point. Moving themselves forward, the shield will expire, but at minimum, he's able to pick up 1 kill from the Rockets. It doesn't matter, though, as his other teammate is lost immediately afterwards. Chrysler getting knocked out, and now a 9-1 lead is established for my NEC. And with less than 10 seconds left, it's safe to say they've got map number 1 in the bag.
Yeah, they'll just be cruising now. And okay, it's not a 9-0. They got one off there. They can at least be happy that they made it a little bit back and didn't go out completely of it. He set their party in and he's loving life because my NEC, they didn't just have the control, they got the job done, but they took advantage of. They were saying, well, you're passive, we're going to be passive, but we're not going to change our style. They stuck to their guns, played it their way, waited it out, and they weren't even really that bothered about getting just one kill and leaving the other player to run away. They were only engaging when they wanted to, and that's what was most interesting to me because they were going all the way in their own style.
Yeah, and that's actually the first time I think I've seen like a very passively played team win a matchup. Normally we've seen teams try to do that. They get pushed too aggressively by by a faster paced team, and they just kind of get run over time and time again because they never really are able to set up that early on. But that time they were able to do that. My NEC was like given the opportunity because their opponent also played passively, so they got the time they needed to set up. To be fair, both teams kind of had scrappy weapons for the first 2 minutes until we had that initial fight. But once they wiped them, all right, again, the field was open for that 10 to 15 second period. They needed to scrounge around, pick up the full armor, go and get any superior weapons they need to work with as well, and then they could just continue to play passively, hide behind some of the bigger rocks on the map, kind of wait out the timer a little bit, and then just let their opponents push them because they had the lead.
And then what was interesting as well, you speak about the Hellfire being used, and it was doing a lot of damage when it did hit, but it was kind of connect them shots, and when it is that so passive distance, to get it close without it having exploded is a very hard job to get done. So it worked out massively there for my NEC in terms of what what they were doing, what the Waifu team were doing in the end, because they were trying to fire back onto that and maybe get the big damage and then push in, but they never really were able to. I think they hit it once or twice.
Yeah, well, the problem with using the rocket where they were using it, right, was it was so predictable because they tried to use it on the far extremity of the map. So when you did shoot it, you could see it coming from a mile away. I mean, besides that, you just had like this black expanse sitting in front of you. So it's not like you'd be able to hide it behind cover or anything. And as you probably noticed in the middle of that game, when you shoot it, if you shoot it enough, it blows up and stops, coming at you. And that means that teams, with how obvious it was seen coming, they were able to deal with it most of the time without much of an issue because of the fact they weren't pushing with the rocket. They were just kind of trying to pepper damage away at them, and it wasn't really connecting because they saw it every time.
And if you miss a big shot like that, it just allows yourself then to be opened up, right? Then they do start to push on you, and that's exactly what went down. Very good stuff from these guys. We're going to go over to Skulls and Guns next, and the question is, will it be a 2-0? Will they be able to bounce back at all in it? I want to see if the change of style comes now on the map, or if they're going to stick to exactly the same, because they seem matched at least in what they're doing within the game.
All right, well, let's find out here. Both teams now spawn, then we're about 10 seconds into it. Of course, as you might expect, not a whole lot has happened in the first 10 seconds here. We do see the members of my NEC going for control of the skull at the start. Chrysler manages to get himself a plasma rifle, connects a shot as well, but he also takes some heat on the way back. It's going to float a little bit too high there. Ends up missing one of his shots, and that'll open up an opportunity for Medi to strike first here, but D-Raw also in play here. I believe he picked up the plasma rifle from his fallen teammate, and as a result of that, is going to be able to catch the trade. It's only one at this point here for my NEC as D-Raw cleans up for Waifu and manages the 1v2 to trade it back.
It's a nice 1-point lead to kick things off with a big change in how the aggressions come out from both sides early on. Damage coming out towards Hector. He was pushing himself into that. He'll find himself going down for a third point to go to Where's My Waifu. And this is completely polar opposites of what we saw in the first game, as a huge shot comes in there. And the fact he was even able to land it just on that very edge is impressive alone.
Yeah. So D-Raw is going to fall back and regroup with Chrysler now. They're going to take a second to try and play this passively if the game allows it to. But you'll note this time that Where's My Waifu obviously started things off a little bit more aggressively. They wanted to try and keep Minek on their toes. The problem is, though, they don't seem to see this push coming through the portal. It's a 1-for-1 exchange. D-Raw again pulls off a 1v2, though. Second time in this map alone, he's done it now. And it's single-handedly keeping his team in the lead at 3-5.
Low health, but he doesn't care. He's got the job done. He's gotten the kills up on the board. And that is impressive alone, the fact he can do 2v1s. His teammate may go down, but they're holding strong, and they've got a 2-point lead here, and it's now about trying to gain some control. The problem is here for D-Raw is he's taken a lot of damage, which means no armor pickups are really going to come in before the My NEC players start to come back into it. So it's a bit of a waiting game here as Medi does manage to take him down. Shots returned, but is it going to be enough here?
Oh. It's enough to try and tie us up at least. Remember, it's my NEC with the 1-0 advantage at this point. They're the one who needs to close this map out and try to win 2-0 in the series. Whereas my Waifu takes the cake. Of course, we'll go to our third and final map to decide who's going forward. And this is a very important matchup, as this puts one of the two teams into the upper bracket finals, which is a qualifying matchup for the LAN. The loser's going to have to fight a whole lot more in the lower bracket to even get to that same point. Even better, even if they fail in the next matchup, they'll still have an immediate second chance to qualify in the lower bracket finals.
Hector dodging some shots coming out towards him. He's got a nice bit of armor at least now to help him up with here. If you look at it in comparison to Where's My Waifu, they're certainly lacking in that sense. Raj just picked up some of those, so he's trying to even it up. He's been given some space and given some armor to work with, which actually, in terms of control, my NEC are letting him get away with quite a lot here on this passive battle offers, considering it's 5-5.
Besides this, it's obviously a bit of a railgun fight. Both players connecting onto each other, but both at full health, and neither of them hitting onto a headshot. But we are going to see, though, Medi connecting a much better one against Chrysler. This time it's a headshot as well to take out his opponent here. Hector's going to do a little bit of a heal mid-fight. He knows he's got Ra on the run right now, and as such, Hector's going to try to zoop in. Is Ra able to fall back? No, it's looking like he's... Well, he's not going to kill himself, I don't think. Be very surprised if he did that. I think it's Medi that actually gets it from behind.
And what you saw was interesting there. Hector had him on very low health, but still didn't feel confident enough to engage. So it seems at least Where's My Waifu getting a few more kills up on here is causing them to at least second-guess themselves a little bit here, not be as pushing and confident in going into some of these engagements to get the early kills. But NEC, they have got that control by 2 points now, and you'll see them just hang on to this. You wait for the armor spawns to come in. They do not want to allow Where's My Waifu to take any of that going in.
You gotta be kind of careful pushing like a player that might be holding a tight corner too, because of the potential for someone to be waiting there with a bio pump if they're playing defensively. So that might have been another reason why he didn't decide to push that player at low HP, because he knew he could just have his teammate come over from behind.
True, true. As D-Ra will be able to reply back. Now he's been on point throughout this game. Looking to deliver some more. The scan comes in from Medi, see if he's being pushed at all. He's going to keep his wits about him.
Jumping through the portal too, which is actually going to put both the members of Where's My Waifu just out in the open right now. They'll take the skull. So they will have a bit of a high ground to play off of now as a result of them pushing in there. This is also, remember, Medi decided to push through with his teammate into the portal so they could take a different position. Now they're going to go back through it, at least one of them is. They're going to go for a pincher, actually, and to start, it's going to work out. A great turnaround from Chrysler to get some additional damage and force him back through the portal. But that's just the thing. He can escape very easily. The only mistake it seems that Minek ended up making was not giving Medi some longer-range weapons to play off of. Hector, he's trying to poke and prod here. Like I said before, Minek doesn't have the greatest weapons to do this with. So even if they get some good damage off, unless they finalize a kill, it's not really going to lead into much. But they're still wasting time, and with a 1-point lead, as long as they don't lose anyone here, they're still in okay shape.
You see they're just waiting out the time. Where's My Waifu? Have to go in for this, have to try. Shot comes in, but he's not able to land it. Medi's able to escape it for now. More damage being done. It's 2 seconds to go, 1 second left. It's all waiting for this kill. D-Ra gets it to even it up. We go into sudden death, and he gets a 7th point in it as well. Huge stuff happening. Where's My Waifu? Get it by 1 point, and that was truly down to the very last second there, John.
Very exciting stuff, but Where's My Waifu indeed wins it 7-6 due to the overtime rules, as it does go into sudden death right at the end. So trying to play the time, unfortunately in those circumstances, didn't work out. The final push from Where's My Waifu closes the second map in their favor, and now we're going to map 3.
That was unexpected there. That was 1 second left to go. He gets it, it lands it into 6-6, and then straight away D-Ra's able to deliver some more damage and say, oh, I'll take both of them down once again. How many double kills did he have?
That was the third one, I believe?
Yeah.
The third one caught on camera anyway. There might have been another one that we might have actually just missed because we weren't watching him, but either way, D-Ra, absolutely a force to be reckoned with here. And they've got to be careful of him going into the third map now.
Yeah, he was confident enough to go in for that close range engagement, be able to do the damage on it. And especially when you're looking at the timer, and to them, they're seeing the pressure put on them straight away. They're thinking, oh god, okay, this could be us going out 2-0 now and going down to this lower bracket.
That seemed to be the key to keep them on the edge too, was to just really like start off a little bit more aggressively, keep them on their toes. Don't let them establish that really passive position that they had on the first map. And as a result of that, they were able, I think, to keep the competition a little bit closer at the start. Great job by MyNEC for nearly bringing it back and closing it out there toward the end, but they, once again, the passive play came back to bite them, it seems, at the end of that map, as they continued to play into it without realizing that, okay, if they get pushed and both of them die, that's still the end of it.
And the point where that last battle happened as well was such a small choke point, which became very interesting in how it went down, because it allowed D-Ra to do it close range. But this time, MyNEC are going in straight aggression. The biopumps come out, and they deliver all the damage. We get 2 kills straight off the bat, and they're instantly going in for the pickups. How much ground can they move? They won't have that much time to get the job done, but it will give them a significant chance of taking an early lead here if they can continue to apply the pressure onto Where's My Waifu.
Hector, of course, with a good start there. He's changing out his loadout now. I don't believe he had the shield in the previous maps, but he's gone for it again, because now you can see this map has a lot more closed-off areas to try and work with a biopump into. Not only that, but as you can see, due to the closed-off nature, things like Hellfire rockets are not going to work nearly as well. One nice shot connects on the Medi there, but you need at least 2 to kill a player at standard full HP. And as such, they're not going to be able to knock him out so easily. MyNEC's getting off to a much harder start this time, but also I think because of the nature of the way this map plays, they're playing a lot more aggressively, and it doesn't seem like they're necessarily used to that. Medi going into the zone against D-Ra, D-Ra turning around another nearly impossible fight to close out there. Hector's going to try to get the trade here in a moment, but Hector's also going to have Chrysler jumping onto him in a second, which starts to turn this around now as Waifu gets a full team wipe this time.
You can never underestimate D-Ra. He is sat there ready and waiting for anything. He knew he was going to be chased down at the end there as well. And now he'll grab them 2 points, but will they be able to do anything else with it? Hector on low health, having to back away. His teammate Medi's going to come around the side to try and help it out, but D-Ra doesn't want to engage into this just yet. Chrysler is just going to wait his time out. Drops the Hellfire in, lots of damage being done there. Can't finish and pick up the point. Damage being done back though. D-Ra takes a lot, but he's able to hold on this time. 4-4 now.
D-Ra going to start to look for the spawn position. Sminek actually hasn't moved into the arena just yet. They've gone through now, so they should be on the field here. And D-Ra is going to look for them, of course. They know that they're probably taking a second themselves, so it's not to get immediately spawn locked. So they are going to hold back, actually leaving the spawn room for just a couple seconds. That does waste time with the clock, to be fair. It does waste an opportunity for them to try and take the lead back in their favor, but at a tie, I think they can afford to kind of waste away some of that time. D-Ra again, they're put into a defensive position, and as we'd expect, comes out on top of it. The second frag, especially with the slingshot, and the damage that comes with that, not going to be an issue. Where's my waifu? Now goes into the lead at 6-4.
Mynek ending up being a little bit too split up here to take these fights. One player goes down, the second can't even have a chance to back away because he's already got the next one on hot on his heels. And look at the smart play coming out again from Where's My Waifu. Pressure being applied by Chrysler, and then D-Ra comes in to do a lot of damage, spraying him down. He's going in for the next one. He's got a good amount of health to work with here, and he's still going to try and get the pre-fire off, pick up some more boosts, and then he's going to keep himself going. Plenty of options here for them to work with, and they've got a significant lead now. And it's all about pinning down Hector once again to see him try and not be able to escape here because he hasn't been able to build that health back up fully just yet in terms of picking up any armor.
Chrysler still working his way around right now. D-Ra at the same time. Trying to float together here. Trying to see if they can catch Mynek on an aggressive approach. The scan, I think, might have caught one of them, but the second player, pretty sure, avoided it. Either way, they would have seen at least one player pushing, and it's a safe assumption that they both play together. Actually, really good damage coming in from the Rockets there. D-Ra, though, is going to fall first off here and put us in a 5-7 scoreline. Chrysler trades out the first on the Medi. Can he get Hector too? No, the shield's going to keep him alive. Just barely, though. One sliver of health remains as he picks up the second kill. Still, though, they're behind. It's 6-8. They've wasted enough time as well here to where D-Ra's now back on the field. He can get aggressive and try to go for the instant trade on Hector if his team wants to maintain a 3-point lead, but it doesn't look like he's going for it.
Yeah, risk versus reward if he did want to push into it. Damage coming back out towards D-Ra, and he can't get things going at the moment. He is being hunted down non-stop. Medi firing off some shots. They're both pushing together. This could be a double elimination coming out here as my waifu now grab up 10 points. They are not slowing down just yet, and they know they can get the job done here and now.
Chrysler, again, this time that survives the outcome of that fight. A 3-point lead now established for Where's My Waifu. They've got over one fight in their advantage here. They just can't get completely wiped off the board here by ec over the next minute, which they can now switch into that passive mode and do that. Meanwhile, you see, I believe it was Medi just jumping into a fight, a very ill-advised duel that he ends up taking here. Chrysler as well nearly takes him out with some random fired Hellfire rockets there. D-Ra is going to be able to hold off the secondary push from Hector. Medi does change his position around, moves in with a Sun Blaster, and is able to take out D-Ra to trade it in. But that's still a 2-point advantage over to Where's My Waifu, and they've got less than 40 seconds to reverse it.
That engagement was maybe a little bit too premature there from ec. They did win it out in the end, but you need every single point. You need to be working together as a team here. You can't just go in for engagements on your own. And you can see Where's My Waifu. They're looking to run down the clock, and they're looking to take this in a 2-1 without really having to fight at this last point of it. Hector going on the hunt, looking for him. Damage coming out towards him. D-Ra picks it up, and even if he is able to now eliminate both Where's My Waifu players, it's not going to work out, but it doesn't happen for anyway. 13-9 now, and they're dancing. They know already. They are happy, and they've done the job they came to do.
So Where's My Waifu is going to close out on timer, 13-9, and with that 2-1 in their favor, they push forward into the upper bracket grand finals, where they've